Well, actually, I'm pretty sure this is our guest, so let's get her on here. Is this the one and only Tequila Cowgirl?
Yes.
It's her. Let's welcome Miss Cherish Lee. Hello. How are you?
Hi, my dear. How's it going?
It's going great. It's a good night.
Good.
It's a really good night.
Good.
How are
I'm
you?
glad. I'm good. I feel like my eyes are kind of crossed. I haven't done the whole transition my son to his crib yet, and he sleeps terribly with me because he wants to cling on and just be, and so he like kicks us, and so anyways, 4:00 this morning we've been up. My eyes are crossed, and I've got a show in a minute. I'm like, okay, we can do this. Yeah, let's do it. Woohoo!
You know,
and
it's
I'm
funny
getting
because
dressed, and all I'm looking at my PJ with hearts around them. I'm like, oh, PJs.
I was going through your Facebook earlier, and I was watching some of the videos and stuff on there. You had your Facebook videos, and there was one, I guess, recently, and you were holding him, and he had some of his favorite toys in his hand, Tupperware.
Oh, my husband drinks sweet tea, and we've got this empty gallon of sweet tea, and I'm like, we can't throw this away, you guys. Like, what are we going to do? We have to keep this. So, yeah, we've had that for about a week. Doorstops, Tupperware, flip-flops, yes. And it was funny because we just celebrated his year birthday, October 12th, and it was very exciting. You know, I was like, okay, who do I know that has kids? Invite them. And I was just more so looking forward to having other children in the house, like with my son. And then I see gifts coming in. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet and thoughtful. And then I'm like, wait, where the am I going to put all this? So anyways, I know. So everybody's like, what does he need for Christmas? I said, not a thing except for a doorstop or something. Another gallon of sweet tea.
See, that's the great age, too, because they really don't realize, and you can get away with it with just that stuff as toys, and they're, like, happy.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if that'll use in elementary school. They're like, nope, sorry, you can't have that cool whatever it is. We're sticking with the Tupperware, kid. Miss Lee, you're crazy.
So now,
anyways.
So being the fact that you grew up like in the entertainment industry with your parents, will your son follow in your footsteps as well? Do you think?
He's got really great rhythm already to sing. So, you know, who knows? We wake up in the morning and we put on our music, and he loves it. And I don't know if that's because when I was pregnant with him or if it's just a thing that is in his blood. Who knows, you know? But we'll see. But yes, he loves music. That's
awesome. That's good parenting too. Not only being it in your blood, but it's good parenting.
Well, I think it's a neat thing for him to, I don't know, find joy in, and it's like he gets it already. It's weird. But I really should be starting doing math problems with him.
Now, how about, like, when did you get it? Like, was it music or acting? Like, what clicked with you first?
Well, I would always sing and write and do the rhymes, and my mom would have dinner parties, and our poor friends, she's like, okay, everybody downstairs, Cherish is going to go ahead and perform for you. And I would put on an hour-long show of Madonna. So, yeah, I guess music has just always been a thing, and voguing and all of that. You know, I think I've always been a little bit of a ham.
Oh, now were you professionally acting first, or were you always singing all along?
I always sang. I grew up doing musical theater. And I tried the acting business for a little bit and the auditioning, and it actually it found me. I was in a show, and so American History X. My mom allowed me to audition for that because she didn't think I was going to book it.
What an
And
amazing that is.
I know, it was crazy. Well, so originally I booked Edward Furlong's girlfriend. And in the original script, there was like this crazy sex scene. And literally, before Ed Norton ended up having final say on the edits, the movie would have been rated X, like as far as the sexual content, the violence. It was too much. But anyway, so I originally booked that role, and we get to set, and there's no body double. And I'm, 13, 14 at the time? And we're like, well, obviously we can't do this. So we left. And then we got a call later that night, and they said that Tony Kaye, the director, put in another role for me, playing her best friend. So it was kind of like there was really no need for this character, and I filmed for about a week. And it was insane and intense, and I learned so much, but, a lot of the movie was cut out. So my name's still in it, and I still get residual checks for this thing.
Nice.
But yeah, so you can hear me in the background, that kind of thing. And then I was doing a show in high school, and they plucked me off the stage for American Beauty. And that was between Mina Subari and myself. So it was kind of like this weird thing where I realized, right away, you didn't have a lot of control over it. It didn't, and I think as a younger girl, I would get so attached to these roles because you would put so much into it. And, and then I'd end up booking the crappy horror film. I'm like, what the? So it's like, hi, I give up. I'm out of here. And I just chose music full force because it's hands-on. You get to write all your stuff, and even, I don't know. I love it for that. And I love the collaboration aspect, especially here in Nashville. The amount of talent is just insane. It's really godly. So.
Well, I have to before we get off the topic. I don't want to go back to it, but going back to American History X, because I just want the excuse to play this. We had one of the main stars of the show on actually 2-3 years ago, and we play this all the time because it's one of our favorites, and I just have to share this with you.
Hi, this is Stacy Keach, and you are listening to Totally Driven Radio.
Ooh, that voice.
That voice is the best.
Oh, my God. Oh, the character that he played in that was just chilling. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I want to do one, but I'll try to make my voice I don't know. They're like, hey, hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'll be thinking in my mind, and it'll come out like, hi, y'all. No, I'm kidding. You're like, did I nail it?
Oh, too funny. So you have more control over the music.
You do, and it's kind of crazy because with this project, I was tied up. First of all, let me say this and preface to the listeners, for those who aren't involved with the business, in any way. It's insane. It's really difficult. I have friends that are like, oh, I didn't book this, or I didn't get that audition or something. I'm like, we would have had better chances at being doctors, truly. It's just such a crazy business, and but it's one of those that if you love it and you're passionate about it, it's in you. That's what I was saying earlier. But I was stuck in contracts for a while, and as soon as I got the free and clear, I was like, all right, if I don't do this, I will have been robbed, and I've got to make this album. But I was I'm a wife and a new mom, and my son was about 2.5 months old. And because I was stuck in contract, I wasn't really working. So there wasn't a lot of income, and respectfully, I just didn't want to put this weird, crazy burden on my family financially. So I was like, I've got $1,500 to make an album. And my people in Nashville are like, Cherish, you can't make a record for that out here. And I said, well, you don't know Cherish Lee. So, a lot of prayer, blood, sweat, and tears got this thing made, and it's really a Cinderella piece. A lot of love went into it. Everybody who was involved with it, they did it because they believed in it. They loved the songs that I had written and co-written, and it's very exciting. I've had to learn how to wear every hat, and I've had to learn it very quickly. But somebody asked if I was super excited about the release of the single Tequila Cowgirl, which came out just a little bit ago. It's available on Spotify and iTunes, and it actually made a playlist, which I thought was neat. I was like, yes, I was very excited, but I'm already thinking like 15 steps ahead, so I don't have time to like sit and soak in. And if I do, it's a very short moment, and then boom, on to the next. So I'm already like trying to figure out this year and then the Christmas album for next year. It's so funny, but I love it. It just is something I'm good at. I'm a terrible waitress, so I will stick with music.
I think you should, definitely. I'd rather see you singing and doing your thing and making beautiful music than out waitress and wasting your time. Yeah, no.
Yeah. I'll leave that to the people who just don't screw that sort of thing up.
Exactly. There you go. Now, actually, when you were recording this album, you actually had your young son. You said you had your son in the studio with you, and you were actually at times holding him as you were singing?
Yeah, and that was the cool thing about my producer, Nate Wadan. He very respectfully allowed me to be the artist, and more importantly, a mom. So my husband, he works full time. He builds custom furniture and the most beautiful pieces. And it is a new baby, and I'm a new mom. And I'm like, well, why not? Why wouldn't I take you with me? So he loved watching the musicians go and play, and he was just so enthralled with it. And then I have a song on the album called Wyatt's Song, and it was perfect. It was the one time he really wouldn't sit still and stay quiet. So I was like, I guess I'll just hold him for this, and we'll see how many takes we have to do. And I think we knocked it out in 2 takes because he was just happy being in my arms and, moving. He's got that little dance, that baby dance thing down.
Does he make any special appearances on the album?
We were going to do that, and I think with the amount of time and everything that we put, I think we didn't do it. But I think listening back to it now, it's a very good possibility if you listen closely that you would hear him.
Now, something in your bio that really stood out, and I love this because it makes me sick.
Yeah.
It said in there how you're refusing to play by country music rules, which at first when I read that, I'm like, okay, now what are the rules? And then it follows it up with how you basically just don't want to pay to get your songs on the charts. And I think it's sickening that has gone on in the music business for years. It blows my mind that stuff is going on.
Well, yeah, I know, and it's kind of a crazy thing, and I don't know that a lot of people know that. I guess I would want to be the respectful whistleblower, and this is nothing against, the people that are on the radio and my peers in music, because, they deserve it. They deserve to be where they're at. I guess the analogy I came up with, I don't know if it's appropriate, but it's like a girl with a padded bra, chick with a padded bra, you get her home and it's just a lot of fluff. And I don't know. I think if it's going to be there, I really want it to be because I worked my ass off and it's authentic and people want to hear my music.
Right.
It just doesn't calculate in my mind the other way. And, my mom and I were actually having this conversation the other night with a wonderful friend of ours. But I was like, even if I had, because people will pay upwards of $100,000. It goes into the millions. Anyways, I'm like, even if I had that, I don't think that I would spend that on an album. I feel like I would build an animal sanctuary or a homeless shelter or something. And, you know, I think there's a respectful amount to financially put into yourself. But that doesn't make sense to me. So I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. But that's,
I don't either.
You know, that's just me. That's my little opinion.
No, it's the truth. Like, just because other people who have bigger pockets, you know, are cheating to get more exposure, it's not right. Like, well, everybody else is really busting their ass to get heard and be seen, and then these people with these big pockets just come in and schmooze people over and
kind of steamroll. And you know, it's interesting because you take those meetings, and I can't tell you how many times I've heard it. And I was like, if I hear it one more time, they're like, for $100,000, we can go ahead and get you a career. I'm like, well, you can go ahead and just kiss my butt. Thank you, but no thank you. And it's, I just don't, and again, nothing against the people who are doing it that way. I just want people to know that, like, when they do see me out there and hear about me, it's because I literally didn't sleep and I had the most incredible family backing me up, and it's literally blood, sweat, and tears. I'm tired, but I love it.
That's awesome. Now, how about like with your dad? Like, I saw some videos of you performing with your dad. I mean, this iconic hit your father had, and I saw a couple of videos of you doing it with him, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I wonder what it was like that first time you actually performed with your father. Like, I would be, you know what I mean? Like, I would be like, the paranoia would be overwhelming.
Yeah, well, I kind of grew up in like the honky tonks, and I remember like I said, I grew up doing theater. I love theater, so I had seen Les Mis, and I think I was like 4 or 5, and I go to this honky tonk club with my dad, and he wants me to come and sing a song on stage. There's a bunch of drunk cowboys out there, and I'm standing on the stage in this little tiny dress, and I'm like, there is a castle on a cloud. So it was just something that we did. But I think as I got older, there were a few times where before I fully had decided to take the plunge, I would get nervous on stage. And I don't know if that's just a thing where you go through and maybe self-conscious nerves or whatever, and I'd forget the words, and he'd be like, and he'd stop the song. He's like, you want to go ahead and get it right this time? And I was like, oh, yeah. So, I know my dad is the best. He calls it like it is. He puts on a hell of a show. He's so funny, but man, he will call you out. And so it was, and I performed at the Ryman with him. There's a designer out here, Jonathan Kane. I was just a couple months pregnant, and he put me in like this cute little dress. And I go, and I'm walking out on the Ryman stage, and I'm just like, this is amazing and magical. And right as I start to sing, and you can hear it too, my voice cracks, and I look at him. That man goosed me on stage. He just stuck his hand right up my dress and got me. And we get off stage, and I'm like, what the hell were you thinking? He was like, I didn't want you to be nervous out there. Thought I'd try to, like, just kind of make it a fun kind of, I was like, I wasn't nervous till your thumb was up my ass, Dad. It's just, we have a really good time. You know, it's just, I don't think a lot of fathers and daughters are like that, but we have a lot of fun together. We joke around a lot. It's, my first tattoo is with him. We've got matching horrible tattoos on we asked for it on our ankles, and so my birthday's in August, okay. And we were out in Missouri, and it was super hot that summer, so we, 18 with your dad, yeah, we had beers. Anyways, but we go into this, like, little hole-in-the-wall tattoo place, and because he asked what I wanted to do for my 18th birthday, I said, I want to go get a tattoo. So we go in there, and we're like, hey, we want a tattoo. And the guy said, well, I can't tattoo you guys. You're obviously drunk. We're like, well, what do you drink? So we went and bought that man tequila. We picked something off the wall and asked for it on our ankle. Luckily, the guy did a terrible job twice. So it was one of those, we looked down and we're like, oh, God. But it makes for a good story, and at least
Absolutely. Oh, that's great. That makes me look forward to the day.
I don't think it's a typical, pardon?
I said that makes me look forward to the times I get to look forward to getting drunk with my daughter.
Well, yes, when she is older and of age. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Like, now that I'm a mom, I mean, granted, we've got 20 years to go, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be that way with my son. I don't know. I think people see me and they see, I'm all tatted up and I do music, and I'm pretty conservative, and I don't think people understand. I wasn't all the time, but I think I've learned a lot along the way, and now I'm a little more conservative.
Well, I bet you.
We'll see.
You will.
How old is your daughter?
Actually, I have two. My older daughter will actually be 20 in 3 weeks.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Is it crazy?
She's a total homebody. Like, she doesn't, really go out. She works and comes home, and she hangs with us. Like, she doesn't bother. She doesn't really have any friends. She says, they're all full of drama, and I don't want no drama in my life. I'm like, okay. So she just hangs home with us.
I love her. Go, girl.
And then my younger daughter
smart, and that's excellent parenting, because that's wisdom right there.
Thank you. And then my younger daughter's 13. She's kind of like the older one. She's like a mini twin of her, and she thinks the same way. So, yeah.
Oh, man, that makes my heart so happy. I think that's very cool.
I've even said to the 20-year-old, I've said that, if you want a beer, all you can do is ask. You want a glass of wine?
Yeah.
She's like, no. I'm like, okay. Well, if you want to try it, it's here.
I love that. That is very cool. And that's kind of one of the things I see that for my son. I mean, people. So I have to figure out how to change this on the internet, because there's married to this person since, and we got married and got divorced 8 months later, and it was one of those where, of course, you don't expect to go through that, and especially so quickly. But I had already been through so much, and it wasn't the right situation, and I didn't have it in me to try, I guess, for the rest of my life with that person. And so when I met my husband now, Chase, it's amazing to be able to look at this person and know that this is my best friend in the whole entire world. And if nothing ever happened with the music or anything else, that I would be so perfectly happy with just being with my family and maybe building a family that, who knows, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like because we have that, I feel like my son will be similar to your daughters. I don't think there's going to be a lot of the crazy stuff. I will hand out spankings freely. I don't care.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, yeah. That's something that's definitely missing today. Definitely missing today. Oh, yeah. So now you're actually playing tonight. Is it Alley Taps in Nashville?
Alley Taps. Yes.
How about that?
And I think you can watch it live on Facebook.
Oh, cool.
Which I think is such a crazy thing. I'm still trying to get a hold of that, wrap my mind around that Facebook Live thing. It's so intimate.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's a great tool, but I think it's I don't know. It's like the music business. It's like with the whole MP3 world and being able to just stream music instead of buying it. It's like a whole weird thing that I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It is. But that's what I'm saying. The industry. So what I quickly learned was that there is nobody in this business has a formula right now. No one in the higher ups, none of the art. There is no formula. I had people say, oh, definitely release in October. Don't release in October. Do it on this day. Can't do it on this day. I'm like, wow, no one really actually knows. So I'm just going to go ahead and don't know, pray and follow my gut, and we'll see where it lands. And it's kind of, I don't know, just it's freeing. And it kind of takes a lot of the pressure off, if that makes sense, which is weird because it is all on you. But I'm like, yeah, no one really knows how to do this right now because, like you said, a lot of times people aren't making actual money on their music. So, it's on the shows and it's on the endorsements, or it's like, hey, I came out with a clothing line, which, so I don't know. It's interesting. But, yeah.
No, here's my 2 cents on the whole thing that I see that I think is being done wrong, but I understand why they're doing it. I see so many artists will release, like you released Tequila Cowgirl 2 weeks ago, videos out there, which is great, perfect. And then you have, 2 months now to let it breathe and let it flow and let people soak it up and enjoy it and to let it just flourish. You're going to see now, like other artists, they would do that, and then 2 weeks later, they're hitting you with another song so fast and single and video that you don't have time to really fully enjoy the first one because you're getting hammered so quick with the second one, and then 2 weeks later, you're getting hit with the third one, and the album's not coming out for still 2 months, 3 months, and by the time it's coming out, you've heard half the album. Like, why do I need to buy it now? Because you just heard, the cream on top already. You've killed it all. And
you kind of have to court your audience a bit, and that is the thing. Like, especially being, I'm gonna go ahead and say it because I know there are people that call themselves independent artists. I will not name names, and they've got a bunch of money backing them. I'm like, that just doesn't seem independent to me. But as a true independent artist, like, I feel like I need to court my fans, and I should probably be like putting out more acoustic videos, but I'll do something like tonight where they can hear the songs on the album and they'll hear them live. And I'll post little things, here and there. It is kind of weird talking about yourself on your social media all the time. I'm still also trying to wrap my head around that. I'm like, I told my girlfriend, Lauren, who does all my photos on my website, I'm like, I feel like a little bit of an asshole. I just keep posting about me. And she's like, that's what you're supposed to do. I'm like, okay. But yeah, I feel like you need to kind of court your audience and your fans and, like you said, allow to breathe a little bit and allow the word to spread authentically. And because they will be the heartbeat of this album. If people want to hear it, like, I'm asking that they request it or go to my Facebook page and actually like it. I'm watching my numbers authentically grow, and today I hit 5,000, and I was like, woohoo! Like, that's amazing. So instead of buying followers or something, and it's just a kind of a weird thing. So I don't know. They are the heartbeat of this album. If and when it's successful, it'll be because of them and the work that I've put into it and being diligent,
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
I feel like this is a boring interview. I'm sorry if I'm like, there's
no,
this and that, but...
No.
Okay.
Stop. Come on. We've had,
let's talk about tattoos and stuff again.
Let's do some shots and get tattooed. That's all. We'll change the whole interview around.
Well, it's so funny. Now being a mom, I mean, the whole game has just changed. Before you go on stage, you'd be like, yeah, whiskey and a beer. Let's go do a show. And now I'm like, I will have your house Merlot and the hummus. Thank you.
The sign of maturity.
I know. My poor husband is just, I feel like maybe it's slowly getting back to normal. But for a while I was like, I can't watch that. That's too gruesome and gory. And so my husband was like, fine, we'll fall asleep to Last Man Standing for the rest of our lives. I was like, oh, I've turned into a stick in the mud. But it's getting bad. It's getting better.
Hey, I've been promoting some shows up here in Philly, and I did one 2 weeks ago. I did a Halloween show, and I knew, like, I was getting old when I'm at a bar and I'm drinking water. I'm just like, really? Like, All I wanted was water, and I thought I drank all night. And even the owner of the bar is like, "Come on, dude, like free drinks on me." I'm like, "I'm good, water. I'll just take water." Yeah.
First of all, I love how you say water. But I understand that. Water. Actually, on my dad's new album, he has a song on there, and he was in the studio recording it, and it goes, "I'm butted into deep water," and I was on the outside going, "Water," and everybody was just, they lost it. So that actually made it onto the album. So I have a little cameo on his new album, which is so freaking good. And my dad is also, he's an independent. He did his whole album himself. That man is a hard worker. Both of my parents are. And I think that's where I learned it from.
Now, how about that? Like, here's your father who's been in the industry for years, for decades, where people, years ago used to buy albums and singles and 45s, and his head must be spinning right now by the music industry.
Yeah, and that's what's so funny, because my mom, when I started to do these interviews and talk about the business, I mean, my mom is so awesome and just, a dear. And she was like, "Cherish, I don't know if I would say that." My dad's like, "Tell him, blow the whistle, let him know." So, I think that's about right. Because it's a crazy business. I watched both of my parents, including myself, go through some very interesting situations with some very interesting, colorful people. But, however, we have all come out on top, and thank God for that. And that was a huge part of why I wanted to do this album. I was like, all right, making up for lost time, and I'm not going to let the other people win. I'm going to go ahead and stick to, I want that platform to be a voice. I want to be able to, that's the other thing about this industry is like my choice personally, if I'm going to be in people's homes and in their car and with them on a somewhat regular basis, like what's the message behind me? What? Oh, here's my mom. We're hopping into the car to go to the show.
Tell your mom I said hi.
Like, I will. Do you want to say hello? She's saying, we're going down the stairs right now. She says hello. She's like, hi. She's waiting. But yeah, it's kind of like, well, what's your message? What do you stand for? And I want to be a voice for the voiceless and put as much good as I can out there. Blowing out that candle. Christmas music is on. I'm so excited.
Yeah, please don't rush Christmas. We still got 6 weeks. So,
hold on 1 second. I'm kissing my son. I love you. Mwah. I love you, husband. Mwah. Okay, Mom's going to her show. Love you guys. Oh. So, and my mom's like, "Where are my shoes?" I don't know. My son took them.
Of course, there you go. He's hiding them in the Tupperware.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. So, all right. So let's get all the plugs out there. Where can everybody find you, like you, love you, follow you, and do all that social media stuff?
Okay. So there's one quick stop, and it's my website, www.cherishleemusic.com. And that will have all of the links to my social media, like my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter. I'm on Twitter. I'm not sure how I'm on Twitter, but I am. And it is me. If you want to ask me, just don't do it on Twitter. I won't respond, and I don't mean to be rude, but I don't even know how to get on there. I don't know what my password is. So, and it's an old email. So Instagram and Facebook.
There you go.
Yeah, and the Tequila Cowgirl is out now. It's on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, all that good stuff. And the album will be coming out January 2018.
Nice. I'm excited. And check out the video, too. An awesome video. She's on a horse. She's driving an old Chevy pickup. She's doing shots. She's drinking beer. It's a good time to go with a good song.
That was actually a night away from the baby. Baby was with my mom. So I was like, we will we take shots tonight. Yes. And the very first shot of, not like the liquor shot, but the very first shot that once we got to the farm, I was on this horse, and the stirrups were long, but I was like, well, I'm not going to do any sort of crazy, riding or anything. Hi, sweet girl. And I was like, well, it's fine. Don't even worry about it. I get on the horse, camera guy starts up his drone, and that horse was like, oh, hell no, and took off, and with me on it, into the thicket. And so there was no safe place for me to fall off or anything, and I just held on and ducked down, and I was like, well, if one of us is getting knocked out, it's going to be the horse first, hopefully. So it's like, jeez, it was crazy. And then Kevin Deems, the guy who did the video, he's amazing, and I can't wait to do another one with him. But he was like, I would love to get a shot of you riding the horse by the water. And I was like, Kevin, I don't know that I'm really comfortable doing that now. And he's like, well, you don't have to. So, but we did it, and it turned out well. I'm excited about it.
That's awesome. See, now I'm going to put on my bucket list of life. I want to do a shot with Cherish Lee.
Let's do it. Come out to Nashville, and when you're here, let me know, and come over and have dinner with us.
Absolutely. And we
would love to
down
have
in Nashville.
you.
Friends down there.
Pardon?
Yeah, we got to road trip to Nashville. We got to do this.
Do it. And I if you bring your girls with you, I would love to meet them. They sound absolutely incredible. So, but congratulations to that.
Well, thank you, and you too with your lovely son. And this has been great. It's been fun calling you.
Thank you so much. It's so funny. I'm like, I'm doing the interview running through show. I appreciate you having me and taking the time to do so. Yeah, I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Thank you very, very much. And
You're welcome.
Tune in tonight, Alley Tap.
There you go. Go on their Facebook page and check it out, or go on your Facebook page. Actually, go on your Facebook page and make sure you like it.
I'll get in there and figure out I'll put the link up there on my music page, Cherish Lee Music.
Cool.
All right, my dear. Be well.
You too. Thanks so much, and hope to talk to you again soon.
Yes, please. I would love that.
Sounds good. Take care, Cherish.
All right. Have a good one, my dear. Bye.
Bye. All right, there she goes, Cherish Lee. She's on her way to Alley Taps in Nashville to go sing for you. So check out her Facebook page. She'll be singing soon, and you can watch her live on Facebook Live. That was wild. With her mom.
Yeah, man.
Entertainment.
We have a couple friends in Nashville. That's
Yeah, we have a Nashville friend list that's growing.